Hey everyone, welcome to the MMA podcast. I'm Karyn Bryant.
And I'm Pete Cummins.
And we're back. We are reunited. Don't sing the song. We can't sing Reunited by Peaches and Herb because we can't afford it.
Yeah.
How are you? You're back from vacation?
Feels good. Feels good to be back.
Was it actually a restful period for you? Do you feel...
Yeah, I do. I feel rejuvenated.
Do you?
Restful. Yeah, I feel pretty good.
Really?
Pretty good.
Because I feel like I've been working like a mule lately, to be honest with you, and I would like a vacation. This month's been pretty crazy because after fight week, that it was like I had to do the San Diego stuff and then get up crazy early for the Scotland stuff and then turn around and go to Chicago and da-da-da. So I'm a little...
I really didn't do anything.
Yeah, but we had some good stuff. So today, for a couple rounds, we'll talk about what happened at UFC Chicago, where we saw T.J. Dillashaw defend his title against Renan Barao, and Misha, earned herself a third shot at Ronda. So we'll talk about that a little bit, and then...
now, is that something good?
We'll get into that, and people, I'm sure, will have comments on that. We'll also talk about some things that happened in Chicago that were questionable, i.e. the Nijm decision, part of a conversation I had with Dana that people are giving him some grief about. So we'll talk about that, look ahead a little bit to 190, and then what's in High Five?
High Five, we're going to talk, we'll get a little praiser pummel, Hulk Hogan released from WWE. We're going to talk about that, and then we might have a little surprise for our viewers, a little visual surprise.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so I want to say a little, what we call here a VS. A visual surprise.
I just made that up.
Now, I did.
Yeah.
Now,
it's not a term.
Apparently, I came across as drunk in our last podcast.
Only in the last one.
Not the one where I was actually going in for a second martini.
Right.
Maybe the last two. But the last one, that was like my one, that was my first beer of the day.
You actually weren't drunk.
I feel like it's in my eyes. Like maybe I had to like is this better? Like is this?
No, it's
no?
crazy.
Hello.
We can get
totally awake. Haven't been drinking.
So round one, let's talk about what happened. T.J. Dillashaw kept the title that he took away from Renan Barao in August of 2014. I mean, no, it was May of 2014, and they were supposed to fight last August. Renan didn't make weight, so T.J. fought Joe Soto. So finally, this fight was supposed to happen a couple times. Each of the guys got hurt, so it finally happened this past weekend, and TJ just looked amazing. He had too many things that Renan couldn't answer. Footwork was great, hand speed's there. I was nervous at how low he had his hands because I thought, all it takes is for somebody to get a little overconfident, and then the next thing you know, something terrible happens. But he knows how to. He's got Renan's number. He's got it, and he looked fantastic. More power to him.
So here's what I can't understand. I went on to UFC.com, and he dropped from 5 to 6 in the pound-for-pound ranking.
He who?
TJ Dillashaw. Like he actually dropped one.
Are you sure?
You're not believing me.
It might be a typo. I'd have to look that up because that seems strange that he would drop one.
That's what I thought. Hence,
because I know once John Jones lost his title, he was just removed outright. You know what I mean? It's probably a glitch. At any rate,
wait, can you back me up on that?
Yes, we'll see.
Can you see if he...
I do want to talk about, so...
Oh, he went up one.
Yeah, Green
I swear that had been changed.
Yeah, like I said, somebody may have, so pound for pound right now, Aldo, Weidman, DJ, Ronda, TJ, Fabricio.
These two were switched, a couple hours ago.
A lot of people have a problem with
sense.
Ronda even being on that list. I know a lot of people have a problem with that. But regardless, TJ set a new record. So in 4 consecutive fights, this man has landed over 100 significant strikes, okay? Nobody had even done that in 3 fights. Right. And TJ's like, really? Baller, I'm going to do it 4 times. So the other night, 117 strikes against Renan Barao at UFC 177, 151 strikes against Joe Soto, where he finished Joe in the 5th round in that one. That's where he was supposed to be fighting Renan, and Renan couldn't make weight. At UFC 173, 140 significant strikes when he stole the belt from Renan Barao, and previously at Fight Night 35, 117 strikes against Mike Easton.
And by the way, this is from a Division I wrestler. So it's a guy who comes in with a wrestling background.
Power of Dwayne Bang Ludwig, and I talked to Dwayne. There's been some heat there between Dwayne and Uriah and some of the guys at Alpha Male, and Dwayne was there for a while and then he left.
He flew to Colorado to train.
He put in time, and so did Danny Castillo. The interesting thing is, Dwayne has always said and continues to say, TJ's the one who's willing to put the work in. You know, that's why he's the champion. He's the one with the champion mindset. He's the one who's more teachable. He's the one who is willing to do the extra things and go there. And obviously, whatever they're doing together works because together they are very magical, and he delivers on whatever Dwayne seems to be asking him to do. So
he just looked. He just looked fantastic. I mean, his footwork is unreal. And I mean, during the fight between the 3rd and 4th round, Joe Rogan, you know, made the point that in Hennon's corner, it was just like,
win,
you just gotta win.
Yeah,
it was all like real technical and TJ's corner.
Yeah. The funny thing is too, of course, we know, and I did ask Dana about this. This aired on the Fox on the post-fight show. You know, my good friend Dominic Cruz never lost his title. It was taken away due to injury. So he has never been dethroned as a champion due to loss. So, and TJ has admitted that he stole a lot of the footwork from Dominic. So, of course, everybody just wants him to get this fight settled. And, you know, Dana's like, well, you know, if only Dominic can stay healthy, because he had a comeback fight against Mizugaki, and then he hurt himself again while he was training for, you know, for TJ. So it stinks, but he has a really positive mindset about it. Dominic thinks he could be ready by the end of the year or early January. So it could work out. I want to see that fight. I think that should be next. Dominic, I don't think, needs another tune-up fight. He wrecked Mizugaki in 58 seconds.
How long has it been since he's fought?
A very long time. Well, he fought Mizugaki last year, and then he got hurt again. He's been a while. But I love him, and Dominic is the most confident person that you'd ever meet. Like, if you know, we talk a lot, and he never has lost any faith in himself and his abilities, even though his body is just being a complete a-hole to him. He mentally is incredibly strong and has zero doubt that the title that he never lost, he will regain. So it'll be interesting to see if TJ boosted a lot of this footwork, what happens when he meets the man that invented it.
Now, do you really boost somebody's footwork?
Yes, you do boost the footwork.
Or do you take...
The end of round one.
You can't copyright
catch my breath. No, but Dominic was known for that. TJ didn't have that before. I mean, granted, everybody gets better.
Well, I just thought it was amazing, too, his switching to southpaw. I mean, everything was just coming at every angle.
It was great, and, you know, afterwards, Hennon, you know, obviously there's talk about him maybe going up in weight. Maybe it's the right thing to do. It's hard for him to make the weight. And then it's like, okay, well, if Jose Aldo is still there, granted, Jose's been talking about going up in weight, so it's not like you have to fight your best friend, your teammate now. Do you know what I mean? Because obviously that's an issue, and that happened with Lyoto and Anderson, and that's why, you know, sometimes guys on the same team, okay, you're this weight class, you're that weight class, we don't have to fight each other, we can get a couple titles. You know what I mean? So
has TJ ever fought Uriah?
No.
Yeah.
No, they said, I guess Uriah said he would, if only for a belt. You know, but I don't see that happening.
So did Herb Dean stop that fight too late? Hennon took some like, repeated shots to the head. Maybe.
Round two. Maybe. I don't know.
By the way, are R's pronounced H's in Portuguese?
Quite often.
Quite often, but not all the time.
Not all the time.
That's great. You know, I'm trying to learn this stuff.
Not always. Not always. Other fights on the card that were exciting. Dude, Edson Barboza and Paul Felder, like, I see your spinning stuff, and I mentioned it, and then I raised you some spinning stuff.
Oh, Nate Diaz must have been flipping out.
It's Nick who was singing that, but yes.
With all the spinning back shit.
Yeah. So that fight was entertaining as all get out. Did you love that fight?
I love the fight. I actually thought there was almost a little too much spinning stuff. I'm like, these guys look like ballerinas out there. I mean, very angry, tough ballerinas.
Yeah, I'm going to tell Edson Barboza to kick you. Let that ballerina. Do you even understand the force of his kicks? Like, when his leg kicks are ridiculous.
No, I mean, and to me, that was the difference in the fight. I mean, Paul Felder is like one tough SOB. And I just thought that they were really evenly matched, but Edson's kicks. Well, unreal.
Yeah, well, what's amazing about it, too, is that Edson was actually ranked number 7. Paul Felder not even ranked, but Cowboy Cerrone kind of spoke up for him because they needed a replacement. And obviously, the dude proved he can hang. So, like, if you're outside of the top 15 right now and you saw that fight, you're like, you know, he just really hung tight with number 7.
Is he going to break into the top 15?
Not necessarily based due to that. I don't know. We'll see, because he didn't win. But he looked great, but he didn't win.
I think if there's a way to win, even though you still lose, I mean, when
he wins. fans. He wins. Didn't they get fight of the night too? So
he won an extra 50 grand. You know.
Speaking of winning, H.E.A.T won again.
H.E.A.T, I was a little worried that first round. Jessica's strike in that first round was dead on, and then Misha landed the punch and sort of changed things around. But she's and then her boyfriend won too.
Yes, Brian Caraway won earlier in the night, and Misha actually went out. We'll talk about Misha some more when we talk about Ronda and Betch in round 4. But yeah, Misha went out and cornered Brian earlier, and you know, it's a questionable idea because you could have seriously expended all of your energy. Do you know what I mean? In you know, not only is it just like your teammate, it's your significant other for years and years. And luckily the fight was going his way, but had it been a bad fight for him and you're out there stressing out and dumping all your energy, that could have been not a great idea for her to be cornering him, but it worked out. I
thought she looked great. She outstruck a striker.
And Jessica, you know, afterwards, because this time they kind of switched some things up and I was doing the interviews, and I was supposed to speak to Jessica after that fight. She was having none of it. She was very upset and, you know, crying. I think for her, you know, she's probably in physical pain from being hit and all that, but I think she was probably more embarrassed than anything because Jessica I talks a lot, and Jessica I likes everybody to know how tough she is, and she's incredibly tough. I feel like when you put yourself out there though and you talk about how much you're going to kick somebody's butt and then you don't, I feel like embarrassment is probably what hurts you a lot after a fight too.
You know, that makes sense, but listen, these guys have to, these guys and
ladies, I know, it's fine to say guys,
women,
I know what you mean.
They have to go in with that attitude like they're going to kick your ass. And talking about it, it's like creating a vision board, Karyn.
Is that what it is?
Yes.
It's a vision board.
Oprah and I do a vision board.
A vision board. I don't have a vision board.
This is, it's like creating a vision board. And so you have to do it. And listen, some of the times you're not going to win, but you can't be embarrassed about it. I mean,
I'm just, and she didn't say she was, but I'm just thinking that I have a feeling that is probably part of it. Do you know what I mean? And also, you know, this was a #1 contender fight. She just lost the opportunity to face Ronda,
to lose to
which
Ronda.
is okay though, yeah, because in a way you're like, well, I guess I probably wasn't really ready. Oh, I wasn't ready. Yay, I wasn't ready.
Should have thought that one through.
How about Joe Lozon? I talked to him after this. Joe Lozon makes me so happy. You know, he's a wicked good Massachusetts boy. Like, we love us some Joe.
Total class, too. Total class. So,
always love him, always a fan. To me, I was so happy to see him not take a ton of damage, because some of his fights lately, you know, he's had a rough go of it. I was like, I couldn't tell if Gomi was out or if he just was like, I've had enough.
You know, I thought, and he, you know, I've read a couple tweets where he's getting a little bit of grief for, you know, for stepping off him. And you know, people were like, oh, well.
End of round 2.
I didn't know we get to, you know, referee our own fights and stuff like that. And it's like, he knew. He was there, and he knew. And plus, as he said, too, he's like, this guy was like my hero. And it was an honor to fight him, and it kind of sucked pounding him. And so, listen, I think he showed tremendous class in a post-fight interview. And he's a Boston guy.
No, I'm a big Lozon fan, and that was the whole thing, because even at the moment I was tweeting like, did Gomi just give up or whatever, because you couldn't really tell that he was out. But Joe says, no, you know, I could tell he was. I could feel that he was out, but you don't really know. And it's Gomi, who's been around forever. He's legendary.
But he was flattened, and he didn't even have an elbow up.
No, I know. But I think
Herb being a little bit slow on that one too.
I thought it was more of him going, I'm good, I'm done. Do you know what I mean? Maybe more so than being unconscious. Just like
dropping the mic,
just boom. Yeah, like, we're good. I don't need to do this anymore.
But he was about to come in, so I mean, so he said that he pulled off, and then he's like, oh shit, am I gonna have to go back in there?
No, he did the right thing. All right, so round 3. So that was one of the funky things that happened. I want to talk about Ramsey Nijem, his fight earlier on Fight Pass. He fought Andrew Holbrook, and this is one of those fights where, you know, Andrew's a newcomer and this and that, and he actually did better than I thought he would do against Ramsey. And full disclosure, Ramsey, his trainer, Tarek, we lost a light there, Wade. His trainer is a very good friend of mine. So I was, just so you know, I was, you know, hoping for them to have a good night. Let's just put it that way. And I thought they had a good night. And, you know, like when the stand-up game, when the rounds were starting, Ramsey's tagging him, lighting him up. And then when they go down to the ground, like, none of the submissions are, you know, happening, you know, for Holbrook. It maybe looks like it is, but Ramsey's taking back control. Then he's over here. Then he's doing this, So I'm literally just, like, ready to write, like, okay, and the decision goes to written. What the?
Yeah.
What the? And then the whole place, like, everybody just started booing, and Joe's trying to start to interview Holbrook, and everybody's just booing and screaming, and he's like, hey, let's at least give it up for these two, you know, warriors, and everyone's just like, oh, hell no. People, that was bogus.
Yeah, I think most people feel that was bogus.
Bogus. You know, Ramsey was cool about it after, and I talked to him, and, you know, he's frustrated, but he's like, well, what are you going to do? But it's bogus. And he did have a long layoff, and he admitted that, but, like, he won the fight.
So he was cool about it, but then I got to look at his 3 post-fight tweets.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna ask you to tell me what order you think these tweets occurred in.
Okay.
To see if there was a. So we have, you know, for those who are listening.
Yes.
So the first tweet is, well, we don't know if it's the first tweet. As a Palestinian, you can only win fights with finishes.
Okay.
Next one, I'm in complete and utter shock. I lost that fight. Fucking bullshit, but I'll hold my head high. Next tweet, fuck the crooked ass judges. I won that fucking fight. So one of them was done at 3:20 p.m., pretty close to after the fight. Then we had one at 9:58 p.m. Maybe he's had a few beers. He's been stewing on it. And then one immediately after at 10 p.m. going, you know what? I meant to put this in that 9:58 p.m. one too, but I'm only giving 140 characters.
I'm gonna say. I'm going to say number 1 is this. I'm in complete and utter shock that I lost the fight.
All right.
Effing BS.
You are correct.
Really?
At 3:20 p.m., I'm in complete and utter shock. I lost this fight.
Then
fucking bullshit, but I'll hold my head high. He's got a positive attitude. Then maybe goes out, has an after fight steak, a few beers.
Then I would say
starts burning.
Then I would say the one about the crooked judges is second.
You're pretty good.
Is that right?
Good. Yeah. Fuck the crooked ass judges. I won that fucking fight. And then it just really starts stewing. And then it's because I'm fucking Palestinian. That's why. And then we have the last one.
Yeah. Well, I hope that's not the case. You know, I hope that's not the case.
I think that's gotta be. You know, come on.
No. I'm saying I hope the case is not a question of prejudice due to his home country. Like, I hope that's not what did it. You know, that somebody's up there going, I'm not going to give this dirty Arab a win. Like, that would be terrible.
Now, were any of the judges Jewish?
I don't know. We have the scorecard. I don't know. I don't know if we have the scorecard visual here. I can look it up later. I'm not sure who do we have? Brian Puccillo is probably
total Jewish name.
Kevin Caldwell, who knows? Rick Winter, don't know. But they might just be American who just don't
He changed the ending of his name, man.
It's Winterstein?
Yes.
Winterberg?
Yes, when his family moved over here from Israel.
Okay. Yeah.
Listen, I feel totally bad for him.
Yeah, it stinks.
And I'm just teasing about the Twitter rants because I would have done all 3 of those immediately after the fight.
Speaking of ranting, you know, afterwards I also I spoke to Dana. This came up, you know, they put it online, but we have this whole interview. But I asked him about Stitch. And my question was, no, I didn't want to get into what happened. I just simply said, is there any chance of him coming back? And short answer, no.
So Stitch being the cut man who was released from the UFC because he did not like
the new Reebok deal and was very outspoken about it. So, but my question wasn't what happened. My question was not about money. My question was, any chance he could come back? No. And so Dana spoke about the relationship that they have and that Stitch said they had versus what Dana's opinion of the relationship is. So we just sort of more talked about the relationship, and people are kind of on him about that. But my thing is this. Stitch knew what he was doing, I think, as he says, I took the bullet for the other guys. You can't say that much bad stuff about your boss and not expect like bad things to happen a little bit, you know what I mean? It's a tough situation. End of round 3 there. I've known Stitch a long time, and he's been always awesome to me. I've known him since I worked for Showtime Boxing. So it sucks to not see him around. He's a grown man. I think, you know, who knows?
So, okay, so let me get this straight. The cut men, they don't have to wear a Reebok vest.
No, I think they do.
They do?
used to be able to wear their own stuff and get sponsors, and now they have to wear Reebok, but they're not getting
See,
paid.
I was under the impression that they just had to wear a generic vest. It's not a Reebok vest, but it can't have any other sponsorship on it.
That might be correct. I have to check. The point is, it's an unfortunate thing because they do have a lot of real estate that could be valuable.
Well, here's one thing where I gotta kind of agree with Stitch a bit, because so he was doing an interview, and the question he was asked was, could you pick up more work with Bellator or any other MMA promotions? His response: it's not highly recommended to work for another promotion, even though we are independent contractors.
Round 4.
It's an unwritten rule.
While contracted to the UFC.
But you're an independent contractor, and if you're forbidden from working elsewhere, then you're no longer an independent contractor. You should be an employee, and then you should be covered under the sponsorship.
Again, this comes under the where's the picture of the gun to these people's heads who signed deals. Across anything that has to do anything you don't like, I ask, where's the gun to your head that made you sign it?
Okay, but you can still be out of all the people who definitively lost money.
Yes.
The cut men definitively lost money.
Yes.
They were able to get sponsorship, and now they're not, and they're not part of the sponsorship deal. So they definitively took a cut.
Right.
And the UFC apparently didn't compensate them at all.
Listen, so this is a new. The deal is new.
If your bosses at Fox suddenly said, Karyn, you're going to be making 70% of what you were making yesterday.
Right. I would know that if I went online and I told everybody in the world that I thought my bosses were jerks, I could probably expect to get fired. That's all my point is on this.
But
I'm not talking about
your bosses were jerks.
He probably does. I'm saying I am not. The deal is unfortunate that these people are losing money, but I am not sitting there. My point is not about that. My point is that I think he knew, and obviously he couldn't afford to take the hit because Stitch does work all the time, and he works with professional boxers and everything. And he even said, I took the bullet for the guys because I think he could afford it. And my point was, how many times in your life did you want to tell your boss something, but you didn't? Because you knew if you did, you'd get in trouble. Like that's all I'm saying is like he had to know and be okay with the presumed outcome. All
right, so you're saying that you understand why he was upset.
I wanted to talk about something else, to be honest with you.
Yeah, you know, sorry. Okay. Bring it on.
All I'm saying is this too: give it a week or two, and people won't be mad anymore. People were all up in arms that Burt Watson got fired, and then they.
Yeah, no, I mean.
Do you know what I mean? Like, and then they weren't. It sucks. It sucks that he won't be around. I really like him, but I wasn't in there when they were making a deal. And to be honest,
well, either was he, and then he found out that the deal cut him out.
At any rate, Ronda Rousey has earned, H.E.A.T has earned another shot. Everybody says at Ronda Rousey because they just assume that this weekend at UFC 190 that Ronda is going to win. H.E.A.T is up there. We actually they had a conference call today, and we have the whole thing on MMA Heat. And so they're going at it this Saturday. You know, Ronda's fighting down in Brazil. And to be honest with you, I don't think it's going to just be like, she's the enemy, she's American, and let's root for a Brazilian girl. Because, like, people love Ronda. You know, she's such a good athlete. She's so dominant. She's so exciting that I don't think it's going to be a simple case of here comes the bad guy. You know what I mean? When she goes down there.
Yeah, it's going to be.
How long do you think it's going to take?
She's an international celebrity.
How long is it going to take?
I'm going to say the first round.
Okay, yeah. You think? Do you think Betch will? I mean, it's interesting because there's different things where she's saying like, I'm going to punish her. But you know what I mean? The thing is like, if you feel really confident that you can beat somebody up, right? There's part of you that might be like, okay, yeah, let me tee off on her and spar a little bit. But there's always a chance that they could land something that you don't see coming. So I say you go in there, you're saying that you're gonna punish her, but I think once you get in there, you're like, let's just screw this noise. Let me just get this over with. Like, why would you know what I mean? Why would you tempt fate and stay there longer than you need to?
Well, I think Ronda's shown in her last 3 fights that she likes to, get out of
hit and quit. Yeah.
So I don't think. Yeah, she might be talking. She wants to punish, but.
Yeah, I mean, it'll be interesting. Betch has beaten 2 of her teammates, Jessamine and Shayna. So, she's not ready for this. She's not ready for this.
Well, she's number 7 fighting for.
I know, but that's the thing.
There's anybody else,
right? I would like to see Kat get another chance. I'm excited for that. But, Kat now won't get another chance before Misha. Misha's lost to her twice, so at least she feels prepared and knows what she's getting into. I don't know.
Here's the thing. I'm not excited to hear Ronda starting to talk retirement and retiring undefeated.
Why?
You know what? That talk of retiring undefeated, that's boxing talk. Like, in the UFC, you fight everybody, and you may pick up a loss or two, but I don't know. I don't want to hear anyone trying to protect an undefeated record.
I don't know if it's about protection. I feel like it's that the people that are there for her to fight, she's either already beaten or also doesn't want to stay here for 5 more years. I mean, you're talking about somebody with a shelf life of like a year and a half, 2 years at the outset.
But she's already talking about retiring undefeated, and it's like, really? That's it? Gone?
What do you mean that's it?
That's it?
What do you mean that's it?
Listen, when she's 42,
how is it that
she can cut down to 1 fight a year?
How is it that she's active? She didn't say I'm going to only take 1 fight a year and do it. She's active.
I don't know.
She
I just don't like already talking about the retirement and stuff. Listen.
Don't hate, Pete.
No, I'm not hating.
Don't
listen,
hate.
11-0 is great, but Hannah Barao is what, 34-1?
There's a million more dudes for him to fight. What is he going to? She's going to sit there and go great while everybody trains and 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 tries to catch up. Why should she? Dude,
Listen.
You're wrong on that one. Dude, you're totally wrong.
Okay.
You're totally wrong. Round 5.
Aren't you a professional?
No, is all I'm going to say on that.
Dude, you're wrong, man.
Round 5. High five.
Fox Sports 1 announcer, Karyn Bryant.
But you're just wrong. You're wrong. When you're wrong, you're wrong.
Could it be my opinion? Could we have different opinions?
You're right. We have different opinions, and yours is wrong. There you go.
All right. Well, surprisingly, I want your opinion on something else.
Okay.
Okay. Praise or pummel?
Praise or pummel?
Hulk Hogan gets fired from the WWE for some racial slurs he said 8 years ago during Pillow Talk that was caught on an illegally distributed sex tape.
Yes. Okay.
And first of all, I love the fact that no one really has a problem that he's fucking his friend's wife, by the way.
Right, in the tape.
His friend is named is Bubba the Love Sponge, which I guess because he cleans up after his wife.
Don't you remember him from the radio? Ew! He's a radio guy.
Bubba the Love Sponge?
Yeah.
Well, I guess he's there to... I'm the Love Sponge. Hulk, can I get anything for you? Anyway, so he gets fired. But the context that I want this in is that he's railing on a guy who's sleeping with his daughter.
Yes.
He does throw out some inexcusable racial slurs, but I want your feeling. Should he have been fired from the WWE? For
something that he said 8 years ago? I don't know. I mean, here's the thing. It's the same thing that happened to what's-her-face, the cooking lady. She said something years ago or whatever. So...
But I think she said it just like,
I know.
While I was making stew, there was the beep, 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 running through the yard.
Here's the problem. Here's the problem, and his apology tweet is so funny about like, oh, I'm upset at myself for having used it. Where like literally what he's saying is, like, I don't want her sleeping with it. Like, if she's gonna go ahead and sleep with them, why shouldn't she should sleep with an 8-foot tall one who's at least going to make a bunch of money playing basketball and this and that. So the levels of disdain for the brown-skinned man runs deep, okay? So you can't just tell me, hey, I wrestled with Booker T and he let me call him that, so we're good. I'm sorry, dude. I think you were exposed. Now, should something you did 8 years ago be the deciding factor? That I don't know. I think that's maybe a little harsh.
Okay.
Well, what he said was pretty bad. I don't know.
First of all,
I don't know, Pete.
So the guy's doing his daughter, right?
Right.
So Hulk's...
The black man is dating his Hulk's
angry
daughter.
And hurtful, and so he starts to vent, and he wants to say the most angry, hurtful thing he can. So it's not thought out. It's not like, these are my true beliefs. It's just like kind of like a, and he's saying something. So listen, if the guy was Irish, he'd be like a potato-eating Mick. Or if he was, come on, Italian, he'd be a Guinea mobster. Short guy in a wheelchair, he's a triple dwarf. I'm probably a pasty white stutterer if he's pissed at me.
Right, but
I'm just saying. I don't know. He shouldn't have gotten fired.
But what are you going to do with him now? Unless he becomes the whipping boy of the organization.
As you said, in a week and a half, it would have all been forgotten.
Yeah, and honestly, I have no idea what the black fan base is for what he does for a living. Like, I don't know if they care. Because I don't watch pro wrestling. I don't know. I guess it's a big deal. I don't know. Anybody who's out there who's black and watches pro wrestling, let us know how big a deal. If you're offended, because honestly, I can't contextualize this in how offended I would be.
What he said was offensive, but you got to put in like, wait, somebody's with your wonderful daughter. And you're pissed. Some stuff's gonna spurt out that maybe you would like to have back, but you didn't say it.
But again, Pete, the problem with your argument, and what the problem continually with comparing with you people, you're well spoken, but no, is that there will never be an equivalently painful bad word.
And that's a good point.
It will never happen.
And this brings myself to think. We need to come up with a middle ground word.
That's equivalently painful.
Yeah, because it's like 0 or 60. Either I don't say anything offensive or I just 100%. Like, you know, you could, okay, first of all.
Folks, we're going long in high five. If you haven't figured that out, we only have 16 seconds and we're going in overtime here. Extra rounds.
We need like a somewhat derogatory remark.
Do you have any ideas, Pete?
Because it's either the N-word or it's nothing. So, listen, first of all, there are all sorts of semi-offensive things to call white people. I mean, you could say to me, like, you Eminem, flat ass, flock of seagull, Brady Bunch watching, Betty Crocker eating vanilla mayonnaise covered cracker.
But I married one. But I married one. Therefore, deflating anything.
Anyway, I've come up with one. I've come up with one.
You're a booty. Don't sell yourself short, Pete.
Well, thank you. Thank you. I'm just gonna. Actually, can I get you to put that in? Right. So listen, I actually went online and looked up offensive racial slurs for white and black people.
That when the NSA starts going through what you look up on the internet, I'm sure it's fantastic.
They're gonna be like, hey, no, they're gonna be like, hey, folks, he finally took a break from porn. All right. he must have had a free 3 minutes. Woo! He went for racist stuff.
Wife came home. Yeah.
No, honey, I'm just looking up racist stuff. Oh, phew.
Yeah, wait.
I almost got busted. No. And so I was trying to see if there was any like middle, because it really is either or, and there isn't actually.
No, there really isn't.
Like the entire list. Oh, the one was Cosby. But now that's not. Now, because now if you call somebody like a Cosby,
that means you're a psycho drug rapist. Right, yeah, now you're a different kind of guy.
So, Brillo for the hair, Brillo pad. But even that I can't comfortably say, like, hey, you Brillo pad.
I would punch you.
Because of your hair kind of like a Brillo. Okay, sorry. So anyway, here's what I've come up with, okay? Are you ready?
Yeah. Oh, I'm ready.
SPF 0. It's kind of a compliment. You don't need sunscreen.
I actually wear sunscreen,
SPF 0. Oh, Jesus, stop being so sensitive. Why can you call me a mayonnaise cracker and I can't call you SPF 0? Come on. SPF, you non-SPF wearing.
I love how your voice changes too. All of a sudden you just, all that education, but this dude went
Don't you dare call me.
School.
Do you know how many times I wanted to wear SPF? I would love to wear SPF 30. Okay, watch. So now imagine if Hulk had said that. He said, I'd rather, if she was gonna fuck some SPF 0 guy, I'd rather have her marry an 8-foot-tall SPF 0 guy.
My point is that I believe in those moments, that's when he's actually most truthful. So that's what I disagree with you, that he's just saying whatever he can because he's upset. I think whatever you say at that moment is your default, most baseline belief, because that's what came to your mind.
Do you know how much alpha testosterone? If I bang another man's wife, all of a sudden I'm like, you know the shit, the world's flat. I invented silicone.
No, I disagree. I disagree.
I can fly.
I think in the moment.
I'm faster than a DeLorean.
No, I think in the heat of the moment, I think your baseline default. I think that's when you're most truthful.
Okay, so are you saying that if we're talking and I want to give you a slight poke, I can't say SPF 0?
It's just stupid. Go ahead and say it. It's funny.
It's kind of
it's funny, and because literally I can be
SPF 0 wearing
and no
non-sunscreen needing people.
No rhythm having.
You see, and everyone's laughing at that, but then the only thing I have is nah, forget it. Can't use that one.
Because you guys run stuff. Granted, the president is a black man right now, but he is not a king. So you can't say, there's a black guy.
I understand why I can't say the N-word.
Institutionally,
I just want something in between, like a little jokey thing. You call me Cracker, I call you blank. I'm sorry. This was an MMA show, and it's turned into the Great Race Debate, which Pete Cummins will not win. First of all, I don't agree with anything he said, and I don't agree with emotions.
Do you think he should get fired? I guess you praise or pummel your own thing. I don't even know. I didn't even answer your praise or pummel question. I suppose
I think he should have gone.
I think praising the firing. I think they're backed up into a position where they have no other choice, because to not fire him shows disdain for the black audience, and that they don't care how they're. The guy's made enough money. Come on.
Right.
He'll do a reality show, a mea culpa reality show. He'll make even more money.
With the race relations.
8 years ago, though, it's not. It sucks.
Well, you know what? It's just such a testy thing, and so when a guy's venting about somebody with his daughter, he's either 0 or 60. We just need to give him that middle.
First of all, why is it admissible? That's the whole thing, right? They're suing over the release of this tape, right? It's a byproduct of this whole other lawsuit. I
just want to know, what other. And apparently, in the sex tape, we saw Hulk Hogan's tax forms, and he didn't declare some stuff properly.
And he drinks tap water.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's like the guy's just bad all around.
I mean, we should just study that sex.
That thread count on those sheets is painfully low.
Tacky.
To pull us back to MMA, Pete, I've got a little game for you.
Okay.
Oh, no.
All right. Did you give your sticky pad over there?
Yes, I did.
Would you mind?
You're not going to...
All right. So, Karyn, you're going to ask me 3 questions.
Okay.
And should I get them all right, my fellow male fans, and 10% of you ladies out there, according to statistics,
is it 10%?
Are going to get a little bit of a treat.
Oh, really? What are you doing?
We have the undoctored
come
photo.
On.
That's right. I get 3 questions right. We see the undoctored photo.
Really? So you've already
blame it on Reebok.
Let me just see. You've already picked on black people. And now you're going to
not at all
exploit women.
Not all picked on black people. I'm trying to come up with it. Well,
this isn't exploitation. Okay, I better ask a hard question.
A smidgen of exploitation. Just a little. In fact, that's what the podcast should be called.
So who's
MMA Heat with a smidgen of exploitation.
I'm testing. Who's the number 1 middleweight right now? Number 1 ranked middleweight.
Oh wow! The number. So not the champion. Oh, very good. I believe that would be my man Luke Rockhold of Rockhold Industries.
Is it? Let's double check, because I thought it was H.E.A.T.
H.E.A.T.'s number 2.
Okay, well that's true, because Luke's getting the title shot. But see, I thought it was H.E.A.T, but Luke was getting the shot.
Wade, could you tell me?
Let me double check.
If we can take
Let me double check.
What's right
if it's actually Luke,
it
might be, but I thought maybe H.E.A.T was getting skipped.
Who's number 1?
If I remember correctly.
The number
one is Luke Rock.
Okay, there you go. All right.
1 down, people. Okay. 1 down. Number two.
Women. All right, it's women. So okay. We have another women's fight coming up this weekend. Ronda Rousey, Betch Correia. What's the records? Combined wins between those two.
And they're both undefeated, Pete.
I'm supposed to know the answer. I should probably ask it.
I'm going to go with.
To which I know the answer.
What is 18?
Is it? Because Ronda.
No, wait, stop. What is 20?
Is it 20?
Stop.
Wait, no, Ronda.
Wait, 7-0 or 9-0? Wait.
Which is it? Is she ranked number 7 or is she ranked number 9?
Yes, 9-0. Thank you. 20-0. What is 20-0? What is 20-0?
Is that correct, Wade?
That is correct.
Oh, no.
Ladies and gentlemen. As if there's any ladies still watching.
I was just going to say there's no
gentlemen
ladies watching at all. White guys. At this point, just say
creepy
white
guys in your mother's basement.
Hey, white guys. Hey, white guys.
Phillip 32.
What do you think? All right. I'm stepping it up. I'm stepping it up.
All right. One more.
I would ask you to spell H.E.A.T, but I'm going to do something
different. One more and we get the goods.
Because I think you might actually be able to spell.
One more and we get the goods.
Spell bet.
I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good. Feeling good. Don't worry. I got this one. I feel like I've been training. Training down in Albuquerque.
Okay. How do you pronounce this? A fine Brazilian fighter,
okay.
formerly in the UFC.
I'm going to say.
In the World Series of Fighting, going to be fighting my buddy Jake Shields. Yeah, so how would you pronounce?
I'm going to say that this is an H. This would be the famed fighter Husamar Palares.
You actually got it, I think. That's what we always say, Husamar Palares. I actually, maybe I spelled it at Paul. No, I think I got no. Pete.
What?
No.
What?
No. You can't do that. Are you kidding me? Do you want the video get taken down off of YouTube? Are you seriously going to do this? Are you seriously?
I would like to apologize.
Pete, you're not serious. You can look. Oh, look. You can look. I will not have anybody else look at this. You, whatever. Look.
He earned it.
Look. It's the only one he's getting tonight because I'm calling your wife right now. I am calling your wife right now. It's the only one you're going to get to see for the next week. So take it, Pete. Go ahead, take it.
No, I'm not going to. I'm going to take the higher road. In fact, Brooke Hogan has written a poem about me taking the higher road. By the way, did you know that she wrote a poem about her father?
No.
I will not take a look at it if you read excerpts from Brooke. That's a real poem.
You can remove the sticky.
If you knew,
I took the temptation.
Thank you.
If you knew my father, you would know how hard he fought, and the way it brought a smile to people light, medium, and dark. We always fight a battle that people never see. And sometimes when you're hurting, you don't think logically. Because if you knew the dad I knew, you know he raised me well. He taught me folks are so much more than shades you could ever tell. That was a cold read, by the way.
Who wrote that?
Is that seriously?
That
Hulk
is seriously.
Are you
she
serious?
wrote a poem for her father and posted it on Facebook, and that is excerpts of the poem.
Wow, I'm gonna give that one an F minus.
Now, in her defense,
really?
I did.
Is she 7? Well, how old is she?
In her defense, I did.
Is she the one sleeping with?
Stanzas that had the funniest rhymes.
Is she the one sleeping with the?
Yes. Yes. With the SPF non-needing guy.
Really? That's what she wrote? That's terrible.
And she's a country singer.
Is she?
Well, come on now. Now put a country.
Don't know.
If you were my father, you would know how hard he fought in the way it brought a smile to people light and medium and dark. Because if you knew the dad I knew, you knew it raised me well.
If this is H.E.A.T, I'm
It's good to be back in the studio.
That wasn't off the chain. It was terrible. Dude, really? Okay, fine.
She really did it.
Really?
Now, I will say that we were never actually going to reveal that.
Bullshit.
We were not.
Dude, you know you would have done that. You know.
I got it right.
Dude.
It would have been my right. But I chose the higher ground.
This poor woman, by the way, Elizabeth Phillips, like how, I mean, thankfully she won the fight. Like how horrifying would that be for that image to be out there for the rest of your life?
No,
like,
we're not going to do it.
Come on.
We're not going to do it.
You know you want to.
Email me privately.
Damn it.
No.
My Noogie's got the.
No, this is the.
No, dude, that would be horrifying.
This is the amazing thing that I was telling somebody about the UFC is, and this is totally serious, is that for such a machismo sport, like they have done more to elevate women. I mean, I think like tennis and UFC is really, and soccer when we're actually in the World Cup final. But like tennis and the UFC are really the only two sports where like females actually get as much ratings as men. And
yeah,
you know, and I think that they've done great strides for women. So no, we were not going to show that.
For sure.
You know who else respects women and women athletes?
Dare I ask?
Hulk Hogan.
No. Oh, no. Yes, of course, yes. We should hype this up this weekend on Sunday. Five Grappling is doing their tournament, and revolutionary idea, the chicks get as much money as the...
Well, those are all chicks.
All right, but you know what I'm saying. Usually, when you have their old graphic had chicks and these on the other side. But anyway, yeah. So they're going to give them the equal amount of money for winning, which is nice.
Here's the
so yeah, okay. There's the dudes. So look at that.
Recognize Hector.
Yeah, of course. But this is going to be happening on Sunday, so people can watch the pay-per-view. If you use MMA Heat, there's a promo code MMA Heat, and you could get 20% off the pay-per-view.
One question: if one of these guys needs a cup of coffee, who gets it for him?
Wade will get it for him.
Wade,
yeah,
okay.
He'll be there. He's running stuff. He's the technical director, which
okay.
means
So the women don't get coffee.
We take care of everyone equally.
I didn't know where you were going with the joke. I didn't realize it was an insult to women joke. I thought you were insulting Wade.
It's an insult to how guys used to treat women, not...
Is that right?
Listen.
Is that right?
All I know is there's, you know, we are forward thinking here. I'm proposing solutions. You know, everyone...
Is that what it is?
Okay, let me ask you this. The whole N-word and the amount of problems it causes.
Yes.
And everyone complains about it, and rightly they should.
Yes.
But if you complain without offering a solution, you're just whining. I offered a solution. I offered a less offensive thing that would rival cracker and mayonnaise and whatever else.
But see, the thing is, well, people don't even know that cracker...
Casper? Yeah, you call me Casper.
Cracker sounds like...
Cracker Casper?
People use cracker, but it actually comes from like the guy being the gun cracker, or the guy like who cracked the whip on the horses that were like outside while the women were getting serviced by their slave owners. Like the cracker is actually the guy that had the control over the slaves. Right. So it's not necessarily like even an insult.
1988, I went down to Daytona Beach for spring break, Karyn, and I went with a bunch of guys, and we were too homophobic to put sunscreen on each other's backs. A week later, six guys left Daytona Beach with badly burned. So it is a compliment that you don't need to use SPF.
And cut 2 years later, one of your friends was the one who invented the spray sunscreen, apparently, right?
And the mirror.
No man needs to touch me ever.
No, it was funny.
Meanwhile, my friends are like, girl, when I'm playing on my tennis team, I'm like, oh yeah, you need that? Let me get that for you. No. You can't reach that spot, girl. Dude, you are flexible.
Yes. Now who's demeaning to women?
How is that demeaning? It's empowering.
Yeah?
Oh, wait, yeah.
All right. We're thinking the same thing, ladies. I'm empowering you. Show it all. New York's... Okay. It's good to be back.
Pete, I was just going to say...
hopefully... See, I felt like people were a little freaked by non-bearded old guy.
And maybe that's why you look drunk, because the skin was pinker.
Well, I'm starting to open my eyes wider, and I just wanted to
get a little work done? You going to get a little work done?
What's that?
Get a little Botox, get a little work done. I didn't say you need it. I asked if you were gonna. You want your eyes wide open more. That's how they get it.
I just think I'm gonna shock myself more all the time. Oh my God, did I just say that? That's not gonna sound good. Oh my God, the comment section's gonna hate me.
No, the comment section's gonna be mad at me.
Yes, because you playing company woman.
People are going to be mad that I said Stitch should have known what was going to happen.
I'm the only one who keeps it real, folks. Only one who keeps it real. Company woman over here.
Go ahead. Well, you don't have a boss because you're unemployed. I was going to say, write a tweet that says your boss is a jerk and see how long it...
No, I agree with you.
I mean, you're not unemployed. I'm sorry. That's actually not true. Pete is a entrepreneur.
I'm freelance.
He's an entrepreneur.
Freelance.
He's not unemployed.
It's been a while.
Lord knows you're rolling in the ducats with this podcast money, huh?
Woo! We are clearing 2 digits a month on most months. By the way, every time you guys watch this, we get like half a penny, right? No, is that right? It's like 5
You're the
cents
one who
per
went to school for
thousand.
accounting and all that stuff.
No, like 5 bucks per thousand. Yes, we get half a cent every time, which we split 3 ways. So we get like I'm getting like
Yeah.
Oh
my God.
2/10 of a cent.
Wow.
I'm getting 20% of a cent. So if you could click off, wait 10 seconds, click back on.
Or do they only count original clicks? Wait, does it every click or is it original IP addresses?
Every time they watch an ad.
Okay.
Every time you watch an ad?
Yeah.
Please don't skip over the ad.
Yes. If you want Pete to get a new shirt, because we all know how many times we've seen this shirt on the podcast. If you would like Pete coming to get a new shirt, click the ad, watch the ads.
I need each of you to invest the next 18 hours of your time watching advertisements.
Get a click bot. Tell your children, hey, you guys get to watch some YouTube today. It's camp day at home. YouTube camp.
If Pete gets 3 questions right.
Oh, yeah. Okay, Pete, my goodness.
I took the higher road.
I apologize, folks, for what this
I nailed that pronunciation,
You
man.
did, actually. You did. Damn. Then I was gonna do Ron Carnero because he actually uses the R instead of an H. So I thought I could have done because you probably would have said Juan and you would have been wrong.
You should have me roll something. I can't.
Oh, wow, you rolled
anything.
something already before we did the show. Hey.
That's minus. You know, people like, no, I got to see this stupid show to the end, but
Come on, Pete. Where can they find you? You talked a lot of trash about me. You may not actually be here next week on the MMA podcast.
I'm gonna get fired? Wow. Wow.
No.
Where am I gonna be? Mind Noogie.
Mind Noogie.
Gee, no, now I'm like
Back from vacation and ready to go.
Corporate up there. Let me corporate it up for you, Karyn.
It's gonna be corporate. I never said corporate. I just said not insulting. That's totally
I
different.
was saying that you don't need SPF insulting. It's ribbon. The SPF 4, 6, 30.
Lame, no, it's lame. It's just bad.
I had to. I tried everything else.
There's no equivalence.
I know, there wasn't. Like, dude, I went through like 100 slurs, and they were all like pretty damn bad.
Hey kids, what do you think of this one? Is this one good?
No, they were all bad. And then the white ones are, yeah, you're right. They're like mayonnaise.
Right.
Because you eat mayonnaise.
I like mayonnaise.
What? Who said I eat mayonnaise?
I like mayonnaise.
Barely. Eat it.
You're more of a Miracle Whip guy. You're more of a Miracle
Well, I have mustard on it too.
Okay, so we have
Saltine's one, because it's a white cracker. Saltine. A Ritz cracker is actually a wealthy white person. I did my research.
we got UFC tonight this week. We were off a little bit, so we're back. So this will be nice to get lots to catch up on. And then, of course, like we said, the 5 grappling tournament. So once again, to just go to 5grappling.com. You guys spell out the 5, right? So it's not just the number 5, right? You guys spell out the 5, and there'll be a promo code for 20% off the stream. But it's literally, it's a super league, so it's like the best of the best here, getting down and grappling. So it's gonna be fun.
Very cool.
Or, and it's down outside of San Diego, so there's kind of like a party thing going on around it as well. People, if they go to the website, they'll see there's like a party atmosphere and all these things to watch it together too, or you could sit at home.
You had me at party atmosphere.
You're at party.
I'm there.
Nice, nice. Okay, so you're at Mind Noogie. You can find me on Twitter at Karyn Bryant, Karyn Bryant. You can also find my YouTube channel like that, YouTube/Karyn Bryant. We have YouTube/MMA Heat. MMA Heat on Facebook, KB Heat on Instagram if you're following all that. And if you do want some Rhonda hype, we went to the gym with her last week or weekend or whatever, 37-minute scrum where she answers every single question. So that's on our MMA Heat YouTube page and our Facebook page. Yeah.
So I just saw that 96% of people think Rhonda's going to win.
Yeah.
And then 4% of people are related to Petrico.
Yeah.
She comes from a big family.
Well, put it this way. Even my dear Brazilian friends, reporters are like, you know what I mean? Like it's Rhonda.
But hey, before T.J. Dillashaw,
you never knew. You never know. All right. Well, anyway, thank you, folks. And honestly, please put your comments in the comment section there, and about any and all of the topics we covered today on The View. We'll see you next time.
Do I look younger? Tell me if I look younger.
See you next time.